Phil stream. No detractor memes, bathroom breaks, playing WWE, relax and chill session of Street Fighter 3. Like I'm getting my vibe back from 2017.
Joe Murray spends his whole fucking day talking about Phil.
Yo, what up? It's your boy. Man, dude. I'm telling you, Phil, it's the last season. I'm saying it all the time because it is. It's a slow burn. Like, Phil had the worst 3 days I've seen a streamer have. Getting his ass just wiped across the floor in Street Fighter 6 beta. That was awesome. It was a great time. I appreciate everyone that came for the restreams. But, you know, aside that, Phil was on Twitter, presumably drunk, and he sees this guy with an arcade setup. His name is Guile Win Quote on Twitter. You know, he posted up a pretty crispy looking setup, dude. Like, look at those arcade cabinets. Look like he got them straight from Japan, bro. You know, it's sick. But of course, Phil had to come creeping through, dude. Like the drunkest guy at the party, dog. To poop on everyone's good time. So this is what Phil replied to him pretty much. Well, he didn't reply to him, but Phil retweeted it on his own page, you know, trying to pretend like he wasn't gonna see it. So this is what Phil said. I spent the vast majority of my free time from ages 13 to 27 playing competitive Street Fighter. I always thought I'd end up with something like this. Now at 40, I have zero desire for it, and I see countless people who never played competitively have these. Go figure. You know, I could literally look at this tweet, dude, and just hear Phil's voice in my head. The little LOL at the end is Phil going, or choose one for yourself. But knowing Phil all drunk, it's his real laugh. He thinks he's being clever, dude. So yeah, we're gonna jump into this, because I'm telling you, Phil got his butt whooped on Twitter, dude, overnight. Phil woke up to a shock and panic. So yeah, we're gonna dig into this. We're gonna call out some of Phil's lies, of course. You know, it's what we do. And you know, we're gonna dig into some of Phil's history as an FGC competitor. Cause Phil's he's trying to do damage control while coping with his mediocre existence. So yeah, remember to like, subscribe, comment, share, all that good fun stuff. Yada, yada, yada. And I appreciate you all for being here, man. Let's jump into this mess.
And I am going to kind of follow up also because something happened last night on Twitter that I want to talk about on my podcast today. That'll be a segment of the show that I'm sure people will clip and reference separately afterwards, and that's fine. Because, you know, I was taken aback, pretty shocked, quite frankly. But we'll talk about that when we get to it, okay? Through all these tweets, and I'm responding to a few. There's a tweet that goes up by someone who, I don't know who this is. I'm going to show you the tweet. And I don't know who this person is at all in the community. I didn't look at their profile. Like, literally, I don't care. Fighter posts, right? And I see this tweet from this guy, and he posts up a picture of, I guess, what is his home arcade at his house. And I'm looking at it, and I'm like, you know, it kind of reminds me of the days when Howard had something like that in his house, like, over a decade ago.
Alright, so what Phil's about to try to do, dude, is gaslight the whole FGC and project himself onto the FGC. And it's sad, bro. Just name the guy. Phil, you can read. I know Phil can read words. I don't know the guy. I don't know who he is. Just name him. Guile Win Quote. You can tell he's part of the FGC, Phil. Why are you trying to front, bro? It's just hilarious, man. It's like watching a really inept businessman try to do damage control for a really crap tweet. You know that they did. Like, that's all this is right now.
Super turbo with each other. And I'm reminiscing to back in the day when I used to be part of the competitive fighting game community, right? And I used to actually have, like, aspirations that one day I would have something like this, okay? I thought about, I would like to have, like, networked cabinets, 2 sit-down cabinets that people could play against, and then maybe another cabinet we could play, like, versus games. This would be cool because this, you know, at one point in my life, This was my life. You know what I mean? This was my hobby. I've told you guys from the years when...
Yo, this is a tell, bro. Like, listen to how he's talking. He's talking in the past tense. This was, instead of saying this is. That means Phil, bro, he's fed up. He doesn't like playing fighting games anymore. He just does it for the tips. Like, that's it, man. He's a scrub.
Street Fighter was my hobby, and it was my outlet for, like, entertainment. This was my... I put everything into this. My mentality, all right? Been there, done that. That was a giant portion of my life. It was a giant time investment during my youngest years when I was young. You know what I mean? And that was when I was healthy and everything, and I was able to travel. And what did I spend it doing? Playing Street Fighter constantly. And I'm not saying there's anything wrong with that. I'm just saying that I look back now, okay? And I look back at this time, and I'm like, you know, I have regrets. Because when I was younger, I had more things with my life than just play Street Fighter. I keep telling you guys, I still to this day, I beat myself up, okay? Excuse me. I beat myself up about this, okay? I say, man, I went to Vegas so many times, and I never saw the Strip because I'm an idiot who just sat in a hotel ballroom playing Street Fighter. Take advantage of all that youth and that time that I had to travel and enjoy things and be a tourist and take in culture. Instead, it was all about the game. And I guess some people could say that's respectable. I was so on my game during those years. But for me, it's a regret.
I'm telling you, dude, these level 1 podcasts are like, you know, the crappiest version of the therapy sessions in The Sopranos. You know, when Tony would go and talk to Dr. Melfi. Yeah, and, you know, it's like that, but a really shittier version. Oh my god. Like, this guy sitting here trying to cope. Like, dude, what, Phil? Like, come on, my guy. He has regrets, bro. Like, think about it. I would have regrets too, Phil, if my only achievement in the FGC is getting 4th place in a crap version of Street Fighter 2, dude. And I'm 40 years old, and I have to beg for tips, dude. And trolls keep me kind of relevant. You know what I'm saying? Like, get out of here, Phil. Go on, man. Pop off. Like, that's pathetic. The guy spent about 20 years sitting, man. Not experiencing life, really, bro. Like, I'm a hardcore gamer myself. You know what I'm saying? But it's like, dude, I've experienced things that Phil would never be able to survive or enjoy. Like, dude, I lived at the Grand Canyon. I got to meet people from all over the world. I know all these recipes. I got to go to school and get a degree. Like, I got married. I have an adorable little dude. The guy's probably gonna play games with me soon. You know, like, my life feels good. If I was to die right now, I'll be like, I did it perfectly. Even though I didn't. You know what I'm saying? But Phil, his life is sad and pathetic, dude. That's why he has to project himself and his woes and, you know, the things in his head and his character and shit onto everybody he talks to. This is really pathetic right now. This old man's broken, bro.
Back when I was in competitive Street Fighter, which I retired from essentially in 2007, this was the dream. Something like this. Having something like this was like, that's what you aspire to. This is what you want, right? This is, hopefully one day you have a living, you have a job, and you can actually have your own game room, right? And then what ended up happening was over the years, my mindset changed.
Bro, like, that's, like, not, it's weird. If you're a normal human being, yeah, it's cool, you want that, but that's not really your dream. If that's your ultimate end-game dream, to have arcade cabinets, you need to realign your priorities in life. There's something, there's a screw loose up there. Like, listen to Chill, bro. I'm telling you, I messed up a bunch of my 20s. And now I'm about to turn 30. I'm trying to do this shit right. And if you're in your early 20s, I want to try to save your life. If this is your goal, At the end of the day, arcade cabinets, you need help, okay? You need direction, you're lost. Go to school, get an education or something, bro. You know? Because this shouldn't be your end goal. This should just be a product of your hard work. Period, you know? You work hard, you're able to save some money. If you want something, go get it. You know what I'm saying? But like, this shouldn't be your goal. Your goal in life should be stable and happy and safe and secure. Like, that should really be your ultimate goal. It shouldn't be for material things, man. Like safety, family, friends, things like that. I know it's dumb. It sounds dumb, but I'm telling you, you're gonna get old like Phil. Just like Phil has regrets. You know? Phil just chased the bag. He's about to say this. It's funny. He's gonna try to chase that bag, bro, instead of trying to actually live life. The guy's gonna die playing video games, bro. Like, I would rather have a stroke like Vito Corleone in The Godfather, rather have a stroke playing with my grandkids than sitting in a fucking desk and chair, you know, playing a game, getting fucking mad and stroking out like Phil will. Bro, I said it during stream and I'll say it again. Look at that, dude. Head ass. Look at Phil's big old fucking forehead. Look at that thing, dude. It looks like a crack on a windshield. Dang. How are you 40 with acne, dude? It's all the alcohol and the shit greasy food. And all that greasy ass shit in his hair probably doesn't help either, dude.
I'm not going to travel anymore. I'm just going to do variety content for my YouTube channel, and I'll cover a new fighting game if it comes out, but I have no desire to be part of this competitive FGC anymore. I just want to be a YouTuber now. Like, I enjoy this way more than all of the travel, the grind, and being part of this community.
Bro, the only reason why Phil didn't want to be into FGC anymore and concentrated on YouTube or whatever, bro, it isn't because he cared about the content and stuff like that, dude. It's because he couldn't compete. You know what I'm saying? In his heart, he knew he couldn't hang with the big boys no more. Like, think about it, dude. He has a big old ego. He couldn't hang, so he's just like, screw it, I'm gonna get famous on YouTube.
See, the FGC, it became less about the love of the game and more about getting internet clout, getting one up on someone else, getting internet popular, internet famous, making that bag, as they say. How can I turn my presence of being a Street Fighter player online into a way to make like money for myself and make a living and this? Oh, you know, this is a way to basically, how can I say it? We did it for the love of the game. And then people argue that today the only reason that there's pro players is because they make money, right? You could argue that. Now, I mean, that's kind of what I saw, especially around the era of Street Fighter 4, Street Fighter 5, when everything became you have to sign with a team, you have to have 1 million sponsorships. It became more about that than the actual love of the game.
He's literally projecting himself onto the FGC. This guy needs to get out of here. We don't do that. We're not trying to get internet clout and try to turn this into a way to get and use prominence. Like, what? Phil, that's what you did. You took your one little win in 4th place, bro, and you literally coined yourself the best American player in Street Fighter 2. Like, literally, you are the one that did that. Not no one else in the FGC did this. Started a YouTube channel and went, yeah, I think I'm arguably one of the best in Street Fighter. This guy's fucking incredible.
Just to show you this tweet. It's on my Twitter account. This is not me responding directly to this guy in any kind of a manner. This is just something for me posting for my own followers on my own Twitter account. This is not intended for anyone else to take it any other way. This is me relaying to you guys who know me on my history. You know I've fallen out of love with competitive Street Fighter. You know that Street Fighter 6 was the first time I actually played Street Fighter in a bajillion years in any competitive capacity, right? You know all about my history. So all this is a reiteration of that, you know? I'm basically saying, when I was in my youth, I aspired to have something like this game room. I am 40 years old. I have no aspirations whatsoever to have anything like that. And now I see a ton of people who aren't even necessarily like prominent big players in the competitive fighting community, just normal gamers are wanting to have cool arcade game rooms like this.
But see, that's the problem, Phil. That's the problem with your tweet. That's how we could see that you're actually trying to take a shot. You're not the nice old man, bro. Okay? Like, why did you say that, dude? I'm looking at the tweet. You always thought you end up with something like this. Now at 40, you have zero desire for it. And you see countless people who never play competitively have these. Go figure. Like, why? Why do you have to be some big-named competitive FGC dude to have the right, you know, to own an arcade cabinet? You're like low-key gatekeeping, owning an arcade cabinet, and you're being a jealous, salty pig. Like, come on, bro. That was a shot. That you took a shot at him because you felt like he's not good enough. He's not a good competitive player, so he shouldn't own these. You should. You. That's what you said, Phil. That is what you said between the lines of your tweet, dude. And you're going to try to sit here and bullshit and dance and meander and damage control, and I'm going to call you out. And I'm going to show some of the replies he got to this. He got ratioed into the bottom of the fucking Mariana Trench, dude. It was funny.
Figure how society has changed. Back in the day, this was the exception to the rule. This was like an oddity that you would have that. Someone would go to your house and see that and be like, what are you, a weirdo? Do you have a game room in your house? What are you doing? Today, it's cool. You post up about it on Twitter, right? Oh, wow, look at this. I have a game room at my house. This is neat. And like I said, it's not just people that are prominent top players.
Nah, bro. I don't think anyone really thought that, okay? Like, back in the day, us gamers, we were a niche, like, group. But now gaming is mainstream. But the whole time, dude, people were put in the news for having cool game rooms, Phil. People are actually looked up to. There's people in Guinness Books of World Records for having cool game rooms, Phil. So, he's trying to lie and cope. Come on, dude.
There's no insult whatsoever. Doesn't matter how you interpret it. It's not what it is. At face value, it's something for my own followers to digest. It's in context to things that I say and do on my own streams, right? That's all it is. Again, I don't know this guy from a hole in the wall. I literally know nothing about him. I didn't click on his profile. I didn't look at nothing. I just saw this post on Twitter and said, oh, that's kind of interesting. This guy has a really cool game room. And it's something that at one point in my life I wanted. Here I am 40 years old. It's the last thing I would want in my life. I wouldn't want a game cabinet in my house. You know what I mean? So that's all it is. It's an innocent observation and kind of a comparison of me as younger versus older. All right, Black Lady Walking, goodbye. You're out. Say that it's a dig, you're out. Just leave now. Because you're here for an agenda, and I'm not going to put up with your bullshit. Okay? Okay, you too. Goodbye. Here it is, because here it is. Here's all the sneak dissing idiots. Okay? Here's one too. Here we go. Goodbye. And you too. And by the way, these are all the sneak dissing regulars that sit here, and they just sit here doing this constantly. They're gone, and they're not coming back. Don't even ask to come back. Because now, here's what I get to do.
Bro, imagine that. Sending people to BAM World because their opinion is actually right, and you're so self-conscious that your lies are going to be exposed. Like, bro, Phil's afraid to be exposed as the toxic POS that he is. So, off the BAM World with you. Hey, if you got sent to BAM World, you're welcome into Restreams. You're welcome into Bacon Social Club. There's room for you guys, man. Phil's a POS, dog. I'm trying to watch some of my curse words.
Okay. Thank God, right? Thank God that I can now look at this nonsense and get these idiots out of here, and we can have a good day without this bullshit, right? This is not a dig. You're an idiot if you think it is. Like, no, I'm going to be very transparent with you now, okay? If you think that's a dig, you're genuinely stupid. Like, you don't have a leg to stand on. You're a moron. I don't know the guy. I'm not taking a dig at him. It's an observation based on my own history, my own in life. It's even me talking about me today versus me when I was younger, right? It has nothing to do with that guy whatsoever. I could have taken a picture from anyone's home arcade. It had nothing to do with a dig at anyone. All right, no insult was intended. And it's in my own Twitter. I didn't go to his Twitter and respond in his own timeline. I did it on mine. If you think that's a dig, you're genuinely stupid and you have no place on my stream.
Dude, Phil's retarded, bro. He thinks because he posts something in his own echo chamber of a fucking Twitter, bro. It's supposed to just, no one else can see it. No one else is supposed to read it, Phil. It's just, it's supposed to be for you. That's how you know he's BSing, dude. That's how you know the guy's full of it, man. He's trying to do damage control so bad. About an L. Like, just take the L, Phil. You lost. Like, look, I'm going to show you some of the replies he got here. I'll show you Homeboy's reply, and I'll show you some of the guys' replies up in the Twitterverse. This was funny. Phil got ratioed. He got bodied, man.
So here it is. The guy insults me out of nowhere. I did not insult him. I didn't take a dig at him. I don't know who this person is, right? No idea. Let's insult this guy, right? Let's insult Phil, because it's easy to do, because it's the same thing. Now, here's a couple things I have to say about this, all right? It's not like this is the first time this has happened. It's not the last time this is going to happen. This is regular on the internet. People are toxic to me who I don't know. I don't know who this guy is. I didn't insult him. I'm not toxic to him at all. I know nothing at all about this guy. Let's insult Phil.
So yeah, Guy Win quote, who I'm sure knows who DSP is if he's a FGC dude. He saw Phil's little tweet, and anyone can read between the lines and see that it was a dig. I don't care what Phil says. That was a dig, dude. And so he says, if you ask nicely, DSP, I could run the PS1 version of Super Turbo on my cabs so you can reminisce on the last time you were ever relevant in this community. Oh, bro, I almost burnt my arm. That tweet is so hot. It's such a good burn. And Phil saw this when he woke up this morning, bro. And I'm telling you, it had his hungover head buzzing, bro. He started sweating, getting the gin sweats. He was drunk, and he was drunk when he replied back. And then some of the other detractors actually replied to him too, man. It was funny. So Phil's reply to Guile Win quote was, I could reference all the non-PS1 events, including future evil quals, but why bother? This is why I'm not part of the competitive FGC. Didn't insult the guy in any way. Just explain how my life mindset changed over time, and I get insulted for what? Clout? Enjoy it, snort. Like, you see this guy playing the victim off rip, bro, and then everybody got to work putting on good body shots on Phil on Twitter, dude. Like, Phil was trying to defend himself in the tweets, right? I can reference all the non-PS1 events, including Evo qualifies, but why bother? This is why I'm not part of the competitive FGC. Didn't insult the guy in any way, just explained, and then you heard what he said his explanation was. But you know, everybody could see through the lines that has a brain, Phil. Jack Miller said could have kept your trap shut, but here we are. Should have said nice collection, but you had to be you. Like, exactly, and Bob Jones acting like he chose to leave the FGC because of the community and not because he's a washed laughing stock who can't even react to 26-foot drive impact. Like, exactly. Like, get out of here, Phil. You're a washed up old bum, bro. You're literally like the old panhandler that used to be a pro athlete for a second. You're washed up, man, flabby. You don't know how to do combos. You don't know how to do nothing, man. But beg for money, dude. Like, that's the only skill you have. If your life was an RPG, your begging skills are maxed. You maxed out the bar, but everything's stuck on level 1.
But the thing that gets me about it, all right, is that the hilarious part about it is it's the same fucking meme again. It's not even like you could take a dig and be like, yeah, well, you sucked at Street Fighter 6. Yeah, I did. Like, I would be like, you got me. I was terrible this weekend at Street Fighter 6. It wasn't until my 6th session that I finally, it clicked and I started to understand game mechanics of Street Fighter 6 and shit like that, right? Based on something from 2005 that's been factually disproven time and time and time again. And he rolls with this meme that never dies, even though it's false. It's a false narrative. So, if you ask me nicely, DSP, I can turn the PS1 version of Super Turbo on my cabinets so you can reminisce on the last time you were ever relevant, right? So it's an insult. Basically, he's saying you were only relevant in the broken PS1 version of Super Turbo. Okay.
How is it a false narrative, Phil, when that's correct, dude? This is literally your most prominent showing in the FGC. I don't care how many tournaments he's gonna try to tell you that he's been to, how many things he's done. Just because he set up probably a tournament in his basement with the boys and beer doesn't mean you're prominent in the FGC, Phil. And this is the kind of shit he does. He's trying to gaslight the whole community, bro. He's a fucking amazing. It's factually not correct. How? How is that not? How is the fact, Phil, that your 4th place Evo win for a broken ass version of Street Fighter 2, dude, is not factually correct? His ego got bruised, bro, and he's trying to ice it.
I haven't responded to this enough. All right? Allow this to be my formal response to every dim-witted person on the internet who wants to use this meme. Okay, you ready? This is my formal response. In the time that it took you to boot up PS1 Super Turbo, which, by the way, it's hilarious you have it. Why do you have it? I don't have it. I'm the one who apparently gets all the clout about this version of the game, and I don't have it, but you have it, okay? Time that it took you to do this and boot this up and take a picture and post it on your Twitter to insult me for internet clout, you could have taken literally a fraction of that time to use your digits and go on the internet and look up the fact that it wasn't just that time that I placed in Super Turbo. That over the course of a 2 to 2.5 year
Hey, Phil, that's factually not true, bro. Because if they were prominent, you could actually find them online. And bro, this video is gonna probably take me till 3 or 4 a.m. just to edit and record and stuff. Cause I'm actually doing what you're telling me to do, Phil. I'm going, and I'm looking shit up, dude. And the only thing you can ever really find is Phil's 2005 4th place EVO win on that crappy ass version of Street Fighter. He needs to stop capping, bro. Hey, I found a video by this dude Finch on YouTube, and he covers the FGC history, and he actually covered Darkside Phil. Yo, shout out to the boy Ja. I call him Ja, but you know, Jaha Base God on Twitter. That's my guy. But yo, hey, shout out to the guy. Let's play some clips. Let's cover Phil's FGC history and all that I was able to kind of dig up on the dude for a second.
Between the two. Many people disliked Phil in the FGC, and as a result he was routinely confronted by people he shit-talked online. Despite his repeated claims of superiority over other players, he almost never backed them up. One of the more memorable examples was when Jaha, a West Coast player and former Marine, confronted Phil with some friends at EVO 2002. To many witnesses, it seemed as if they were on the verge of attacking him before Viscan stepped in to defuse the situation.
And fucking he was videotaping it, and I'm fucking getting up in his face, asking why the fuck he's talking shit, and what the fuck's his problem, and he's fucking just, you know, just fucking cowering and all fucking scared, and him and his friends are trying to fucking leave, and we're not letting them, and then...
That's how you know Phil's a punk, bro. You know, hey, Phil took one look at my boy Jaw, and he knew that he could choke him to death and peel him like a goddamn banana, dude. Oh, that is so awesome. Yo, shout out Jaw, bro. You're the man. You're a legend out here. You already know. Man, you straight up punked Phil like a gangster, dude.
Turbo, and the problematic PlayStation port recently released. This port was commonly considered of very poor quality, featuring numerous drastic issues and changes that made it unfit for competitive play in the eyes of some. While numerous competitors boycotted the tournament, others were eliminated earlier than expected, as a result of practicing on a version of the game that was not used in the tournament. But for some, this tumultuous time for the game served as a window to penetrate into the top levels of the tournament. One of these competitors, who went by Darkside Phil, place. Phil, an East Coast player nicknamed the King of Hate, fell in losers semifinals to Tokido, but his performance made him the highest place American competitor that year, and in his words, the #1 ranked Super Turbo player in the USA. a title that he flaunted prolifically.
You see what I mean, bro? Like, that's the only thing he's known for, period. And Phil's gonna sit here and try to retcon history, pretty much, to make himself look good, to, you know, alleviate the swelling of his bruised ego. The dude is so pathetic.
I was one of the top-ranked Super Turbo players in every version of the game ever that was played in tournament. All right? PS1, every version of PS2, including Anniversary Edition, as well as the Capcom Classics Collection 2. Okay? Dreamcast versions that were run. Arcade versions that were run. I mean, hell, there's footage of me beating Seth Killian in the finals of EVO East on YouTube right now. Hell, you can look at tournament results and you can see in 2007, I won so many tournaments in Super Turbo during the EVO qualification. I had like 7 qualification spots for EVO finals. They had to give other people my spots because I would have been entered into the finals like 5 times.
That is objectively false, bro. I literally did an hour of research. I dug as hard as I could, bro. And the only notable thing you could ever find, bro, is Phil's 4th place tournament at EVO in 2005. That's it. That's all you could find. Everything else Phil's gonna talk about is 7, 8, 900 placements, bro. Those don't mean shit. Alright? If you don't get over here to top 3, it ain't shit, Phil. Okay? He barely placed. He's the last person to get a ribbon. My God, 4 times a loser, my guy. Why does he have to lie about this shit? I swear, dude, his ego is so bruised right now that he's trying to dig for everything in his head to make himself look good. Nah, Phil's a scrub, bro. That don't even make no goddamn sense, Phil, but pop off, bro. Go ahead. Go off, dude.
Cares? I know that. I'm in my own lane, way the fuck over here away from you. All right? Understand that. And by the way, I want to be away from you. I don't want to be involved because this is the modern FGC. You guys ask me all the time, Phil, do you want to be part of the FGC again? Would you ever go back to competitive Street Fighter? Here is your answer. No. This is why I wouldn't want to be. Because this is everything wrong with the modern FGC. Disrespectful, right? Incorrect, not even willing to spend 5 seconds looking up anything on the internet to actually find out what they're talking about. Only in it for the clout and for the clicks, right? Because no one's going to correct this guy.
Because the guy doesn't need correcting, Phil. We're not idiots. We're not your wheelchair dent heads that we pay tax money for them to just funnel into your little scams and schemes and dalliances, Phil. Alright? We all did research. I sat here, bro, tried to give you the benefit of the doubt, and I did over an hour, about hour, 15 minutes of research, dude. I surfed it. I dug as hard as I could. Okay? And all that's really prominent about you, Darkside Phil, period, dude, is the 2005 4th place EVO win, which at the end of the day isn't anything. But that's all you have in life. And every time I'm sorry you had to lash out. You know? Sorry. I'm proud of this guy win quote for sticking up to you. Because he saw through your bullshit, bro. And he saw that you were trying to punch down, bro. Okay? And he fucking got back at you. And everybody else clapped your ass too on Twitter. And you got ratio, dude. And it was funny. It was funny and awesome. And, you know, people like Ja, you know, like Phil, you hate it when people stand up to your crap. You know, because you're a bully. He's the classic schoolyard bully that can't take it when people call him out on his crap. Because his life is so miserable. His life is so pathetic, dude. He literally told you he has regrets that he literally wasted a good portion of his life just screwing off like a kid in the arcade, man. Instead of actually trying to live. This guy's he's the one that's trying to chase clout and the bag and stuff like that. Not us. Most people in the FGC actually have fun doing this, but they're actually good. You're a scrub that got lucky once, Phil. It's like, I don't blame you, bro. If I ever won Evo and got that close to winning, I'll tell my son about that, dude, right? But I wouldn't be sitting here flexing and bragging and meandering like you do and acting like you're literally the court jester right now on Twitter, man. This is not a good look, Phil. You should have just told him, yo, that's a sick, setup. I wish I could have had one, but right now I can't. But not you, Phil. You had to be a little rat and nibble at his heel thinking that no one would notice. And your little excuse is that it's on my Twitter. It's for me and my fans. Phil, you retweeted his tweet, dog. Like, he saw it, he looked at it, and he could tell that he knows you. You're an asshole. Okay? Phil, like, dude, get out of here.
Gonna say, what are you talking about? DSP was actually very prominent for several years. He ran tournaments. No one's gonna say that. All they're gonna say is, oh, he's a joke, because this is what they do. You know what I'm saying? This is exactly what they do. This is the modern FGC. So what incentive would I have to try to get good again, or, anything? Oh, by the way, as stupid as it is, obviously, if I ever played this guy in Super Turbo, I would wipe the fucking floor with him in any version. Doesn't matter. You know what I mean? It's the dumbest argument ever. Like, in the little time that you were pertinent. Yeah, but to this day, I'm the person who every week is playing old school Street Fighter. I played the fucking 30th anniversary collection once a week for 4 years, even though it sucked. I'm still playing the Capcom Fighting collection. I'm trying to keep it alive when no one else is playing it. I'm the one sticking up for old school Street Fighter.
Me, bro, we done found another meme, boys. I gotta clip those two together, and I'll leave it at the end of the video and do what you want with it. I'm the one. He done did it again. The guy can't help himself but be a narcissist. It's funny as hell. We need to wrap this video up. Oh my god, it's getting so late.
I'm the person who every week is playing old school Street Fighter. I'm the one sticking up for old school Street Fighter.
Bro, the only dude living in a bubble is you, Phil. But like I said, go off. The Level 1 podcast is nothing but a therapy session where he just gets shit off his chest and you just kind of sit there and nod your head. Yeah, so tell me more, Phil. Oh my god, he needs to get out of here, dude. The guy can't handle getting ratioed on Twitter. He's embarrassed. Like, you can look on his face, he's all embarrassed and shit. Bro, get out of here, Phil. You're only known for being fourth place in Evo. When you get thrown in the dirt, literally you're just gonna be remembered for the worst streamer that ever was on the internet that begged for tips. Everyone's gonna forget 4th place Evo. So it's like, I don't know, enjoy it while it lasts. That's why he's trying to just stretch it out into his golden years. This guy is really sick and delusional. Like, Phil needs friends. He needs help of some sort. I don't know. But this was so pathetic, man. Yo, shout out to Jaha, Base God, my guy. You can follow him on Twitter. Go follow Guy Win Quote on Twitter, dude. He seems like he's chill as hell. And, you already know. Follow your boy on Twitter. I'm gonna try to wrap this. I need to wrap this video up. I'm getting tired. And I'm, like, burning the candlelight. I feel like a rider in the candlelight in the 1600s. Like, Phil did this! Phil did this! I gotta get it on the presses! Alright guys, I'm out of here. Remember to like, subscribe, comment, share, all that good fun stuff. Thanks for supporting the streams, whoever came out over the weekend. I'm sorry I was lacking on the videos, guys, but you know, gotta do that little fine balance. I'm trying to find a better little schedule. But yeah, I'll catch you in the next video or stream, my friends. Peace!
Everything was right, everything was right. I did nothing wrong, I did nothing wrong. Everything was right, everything was right. I did nothing wrong, I did nothing wrong. masturbated. What? Oh, the camera's on. I don't even know. I need your help and support. Pledge to Patreon.